So I'm going to call the February meeting of the White Lake Township Library Board of Trustees. The order at 6:44. Wednesday. Today's the 26th. All right, and gonna do the roll call.
To the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all.
President Jennifer Schultz.
Here.
Vice President Eric Shallow.
Here.
Treasurer Gwen Mooney. Here. Secretary Carrie Francis here. Trustees Becky Knapp.
Here.
And Trustee William Lunsberry.
Present.
Director April Stevenson and Assistant Director Amy Rosen are also in attendance.
Anybody want to read it?
I will go through the agenda.
Here for public comment, or is the reason for our presentation? Presentation. Anything you want. You want to make a moment that you can use it? Okay. No public comment. And then
We do. Right before we get to the presentation, you ladies can make your way up there too, as well as Taylor. So I did want to introduce Taylor. Taylor comes to us. She's an OCC practicum student studying library services and technology. And she is doing that practicum with us through April. So we're very excited to meet her, and she's a wonderful part of our temporary team right now, and she's a good fit. So I introduce Taylor. Taylor, do you have anything you want to add or say?
I've been able to do a lot so far, and I've only been here for now. Going on my work, but I still have a lot. Well,
She's helping us out in circulation and tech services and a reference, so she's learning a lot. We're just throwing it at her. That's right. So thank you for joining us. The other presentation we have for you tonight is our mobile app presentation, and I want to introduce to you Chelsea and Heather and Mallory, who have worked very hard to pull this presentation together, but more importantly, they've done a lot of the work on the CMS part of it and getting it to the point where it's going to have a soft launch starting March 3rd. We're very excited to present to you our mobile app. We will have a full on marketing of and push for this beginning in April with the e-newsletter for that, and as well as in our print newsletter. But for now, we're going to give our staff time to really learn the ins and outs, full staff to learn the ins and outs as patrons have questions. But here they are to present.
we're gonna do a video first, and the video will have any questions after. We'll do that after the presentation. Someone is not coming through. Oh, here we go. Librarians are on it. Is that loud enough? Fabulous. This file my account. You log in with your laptop. Look at the checkout page. Under the page, you can view every item you currently checked out under, including checkout items on link, which I will touch on in just a minute. If you have an item that is overdue or due soon, those items will appear under those sections. The bottom of the link to your checkout picture. The feature is filled with the window. When you select the title from your checkout items list, bubbles will appear in search. When you tap on the bubble, the new button will green button. You can deselect any item that you want. Check out the whole page. On this page, you have all pending holds on your account, including linked accounts. If you tap on an item on your holds list, you will be given the option to cancel that hold item or view more information about it. Selecting view items will take you to a page with all kinds of information about that specific item. If you have a lot of pending items on hold, you can use the search function to filter items. Now let's check out the fines page. As you can see, I do not have any fines on my account. Yay! However, if I did have any fines, they would appear on this page. Patrons will now have the ability to pay their fines directly through our library app. Now let's check out the linked accounts page. The linked accounts feature is for any patron who wishes to link their library card with another patron's card. For example, patrons may wish to link the children's library card to better keep track of what items the household has checked out. When you link accounts, you can also keep track of holds. To link a library account, all you have to do is tap on the add button at the top, and it will check out preferences. If you toggle the library news information button, the app will send you a push notification whenever library staff has an announcement to share. If you click on the hamburger icon next to each library icon, you can change the order in which our subpages appear on your app. Languages link is pretty straightforward. Since recording this video, we have enabled all language preferences in our app. So in addition to seeing English as an option, several other languages will be listed here. All you have to do is set a new language preference, tap on the desired language in the list, and select the switch language button at the top. After you log into your library account, you will notice a white button under the search bar that says Find Barcode. When you tap on that button, a barcode will appear with your library card number. You can use this barcode to check out items at the library instead of carrying your library card around. Next, let's check out the ebooks and the audio page. Here we have easy access to our digital library content. I'm going to select Mel first. Mel will open up the Michigan e-library site, where you can search for items that are not included in our library catalog. Just tap on the search field to begin your query. Next, we have the Libby app. Once you log into your Libby app once, our new library app will remember your credentials. It will automatically take you to your Libby account. The app looks just like it would if you were to open the Libby app directly from your phone. Like Libby, the Hoopla link will ask you to log in with your library card and PIN information. Once you are logged in, the library app will remember you and will directly open your Hoopla account from the app. Everything will appear exactly the same as if you open the Hoopla app on your device. The last link is to our Tumble books. Kids can explore all kinds of new books, including read-alongs, graphic novels, and books in foreign languages. Next is our What's Happening tab. Clicking on this tab will open up our library calendar. If you tap on the Hours button, it will show you our phone number, address, and hours of operation. By selecting the hamburger icon, you have the option to redirect to our library website or to look at information on how to reserve one of our larger spaces. By tapping on the arrows, you can toggle between our featured upcoming events. If you tap to skip to current day button, the app will bring you to today's date in the library calendar. If you scroll back up, there's an even cooler feature. If you tap upcoming button, it will bring you to today's events, but will also show you events happening on the days that follow as well. Next, let's check out our online resources. You will see our available options all listed. Let's take a look at Beanstack first. Opening Beanstack will take you to our White Lake Library Beanstack page. From here, you can create a new account or log into a pre-existing Beanstack account. It also shows you any upcoming reading challenge events happening at the library. Easy access to Beanstack is ideal for any library reading challenges, will make summer reading much easier to log for patrons. Next, we have Brain Views. The Brain Views link will open up a page where it prompts you to enter your library card number. Just like accessing Brain Views from our library website, the app will connect you to tutors, test prep, and so much more. The next link is for consumer reports. Now, don't be alarmed. The app takes a moment to verify our library credentials, so it gives an error message for a couple of seconds. It should automatically redirect you to the Consumer Reports website. From here, you can search their website for a specific topic or product, or you can scroll down to the page to access articles, all listed by subject matter. Next, we have our library of things. Tapping on the link will open up a list of all items we currently have in our library of things. You can use both fingers to zoom in and out for better viewing. Just like on our website, if you zoom into the right-hand side, you can see which items are available for checkout and which items are for in-library use. Selecting hyperlinks will bring you to other pages. For example, if I click on the hotspot link, it will bring me to our page that provides detailed information about our hotspots. Last but not least is our niche academy. From here, you can access all sorts of tutorials and videos for specific topics, such as learning about internet safety or the Michigan Activity Pass. If, for example, I wanted to learn more about Libby, I would tap on ebooks and audiobooks at the top. I would select Libby from the list. And from here, I can watch a tutorial about Libby and learn how to use the app. You can also select the All Lessons link towards the right upper corner of the page to view all Niche Academy tutorials.
There are two different ways to search the catalog. First is a search bar, which is just like our catalog in the library. You can type in subject, title, or author. Then when the results appear, you can filter them to narrow your search. You can sort results on author, title, and or options. Or you can use the search in button to look at specific library collection. When the results show up before your library, tap on the cover of the book to open more information. The second way to search the catalog is scan barcode. Tapping that button will open your phone camera, which will scan the barcode of the book and find it in the catalog. Then tap on the cover to open more information. You can use the e-newsletter page to sign up for updates from the library. Tap on e-newsletter sign up, make the page load, and then enter your information into each box. When you go back to the previous page, you can also view our e-newsletter archive, which contains the newsletters from previous months. You tap on that name and then information about our various programs and other updates. The social page has links to all of our profiles on various social media platforms. Tap the app of your choice and give us a follow to see what programs we have coming up and other fun content from your favorite library. The nearest library's page will open a map that shows the other libraries in our connected tab. Use 2 fingers to zoom in on the map. When you find the library, tap on the library icon. This will pull up the name of the library, their address, and their website. Tapping the button will show our hours, our address, and give you the option to get directions to the library. If you need to reach us, contact page has information about our address, our open hours, our phone number, and our.
All right, so that was the video.
The homepage of the app website.
So one thing that we didn't show on the video that's actually pretty cool in the app, I'll just open it up here. Is it actually is a reactive display. So it can show the regular way, but if you flip it on the side, it also works that basically if you turn it to the side, which is pretty fun.
Yeah. Responsive.
So where it says my barcode up there,
Yes.
is that your library card?
Yes,
Okay,
so you just tap it and it just pulls up your barcode.
okay, so I have a question for that.
Mhm.
Can you, okay, so you can copy?
Yeah.
Because I was looking at, you said, you know, you can go into the Libby app,
Mhm.
the Hoopla app,
Mhm.
and I thought. You need to be able to tap on that.
To copy your
Yeah,
information.
To put it in there,
Mhm.
right? So that was one of my questions, so I think that's fabulous. Does it also, once you do that on the app, can you remove your Hoopla and Libby app and just?
That is an excellent question, and you know what? Let's test it right now. I'm gonna delete my Libby app. I'm gonna shut down my library app, make sure it completely closes down. Yep, no problem.
I would think that it would work, I just wanted to make sure, because then that's 2 apps.
Actually, you know what? Now that it's going back to the sign in. So I do think you have to keep
You have to keep
your
those
Libby,
apps.
your Hoopla, yep.
This is just another like shortcut to get there. if you
Okay.
needed to, Or a way to market
Okay.
it to patrons who like aren't sure what it is yet. This would be a nice way for patrons to discover some of our online resources.
Okay,
Yeah, ideally, I would say you could just delete them from your
Yeah.
home screen.
Right.
Retain the apps, but just
Okay.
retain the app on the library app on your home screen. One-stop shop.
At the very beginning, you were showing holds.
Yep.
So, and you know, it was pretty fast, so my question is like, if you're on the website and you put a hold, you can change the date of delivery for that hold?
You can
right?
suspend the whole.
You can suspend the hold,
Mhm.
okay. Just wanted
Yes,
to-
Chelsea tested it.
Yeah,
Okay, fabulous.
yep, and a little bit about the linked counts, because I know I went over it really quickly. When you link an account, you will see all pending holds and checkouts on that page for your pending, for those major accounts. You
Okay,
can toggle back and forth between both accounts. It's very easy, very straightforward.
okay, so you have to put that other library card in.
Yep,
Okay. And the last one I had, it's like, when you went to, show something at the library like hotspot. Instead of just showing it as hotspot, all the White Lake logo stuff showed up at the top.
Mhm.
Which then you're scrolling, you know, if there's a way that you can remove some of the library web logo font. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't think we can do that because it's linking directly to our website. We would have to edit our website to remove that in mobile.
but since that will soon be in the works, that page is going to change completely.
Yeah, because I noticed that then you had to scroll down. So you wanna hear about hotspots, then you clicked on hotspots, but then you had almost a full page was the front end of our website, and then you have to scroll up. So what would be nice is if when you clicked on hotspots, it went to just the hotspot URL, and you didn't see all of the, you know, all the other things that you had to scroll.
And we can keep that in mind when we are working on the website stuff, how it will interact with the
Because
library
you
app.
shouldn't be able to just hit that hotspot button, and then it comes up this with the hotspots page, and not all of those stuff.
Well, I mean, and then,
I think that is a page.
Yeah.
We make our website, it's set up.
Okay,
yeah.
So.
yeah, we're just showing everything available in the library on that.
So when, yeah, and then when you hit hotspots going up, to actually reach on hotspots, you have to scroll up on your mobile app and see more of it. But when the website changed, that's something that would be.
Yes, it will be addressed.
Very nice to not have all the header stuff go up
Absolutely.
on the mobile app.
Most of the vendors that we looked at, had iframe capabilities where they can cordon off the logo so that you can pull the iframe to that specific area, so I don't think that'll be an issue.
Thank you, Erin. Okay, great.
So we didn't talk about it, but the little book river across the top, these are all items that have entered our catalog that we have purchased within the last 2 weeks. So this updates every time we buy books, like the
fabulous.
catalogs.
So does that include, like, also, like, can you modify that to, so, like, if you have a kid, like, you know, somebody has a kid and you log in with their ID, does it show just little kid stuff, or does it show?
It shows all the library
Okay.
things.
But we can make multiple carousels, like if you click on the carousel and then you releases, it will pull up a page. And we can make multiple carousels, we can do one specifically for new
Okay.
kids' books, new movies, new graphic
Okay.
novels, anything we want.
Or like themed, like we're doing a fairy tale display
Yeah.
in the kids section right now, so we could add like a little fairy tale like carousel in there
Yeah.
to match our physical display.
Holiday
Our
carousel.
themed summer reading program,
Yeah.
will be a perfect carousel. Mhm.
For the linked accounts, so if I link my daughter's account to mine, can she still have her own login to kind of track for her own card? Or is that now a shared account between us both that you have to use my phone?
If she downloads the library app, she can keep that separate, but you'll still be able to view what she has once you link her card to your account.
I think it's just a way so like we can view what's happening without like totally like absorbing
Yeah.
Yeah,
the library card number.
easier management for big households.
And kids that don't read the book.
Yeah, yeah. Any other questions? Yeah, me too.
One question, for the linked accounts, when they're linked and you go in there and you like look at everything that you do, is that showing for both accounts or do you need to switch back and forth between accounts?
It will show, and I did have my mom on there, but it blew me out because I was not thinking with it too much, but I will show you. When you were. There's gonna be a little button that appears right here, and it'll have your name, the drop down button, and you touch the drop down and you just select your daughter's name.
Okay.
It's very
So you'll just
clear to
follow it.
define,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Excellent.
And then, just one more thing, this is the same team plus Eric that I was doing the website
Wonderful.
for consistency.
Wonderful.
So thank you.
And when is it gonna be ready?
It's soft launch March 3rd. So I will send you how to choose it, how to go onto your iOS, to your Apple. Yes,
Google Play Store. I like that.
or, yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, that would make thing, and I like that they're putting the history in there because I was like, I want that book that we got last week. I'm like, I don't know what that was. You know, now I can show them.
Chance you picked it up. I don't know. It makes it a look. Because it's look at the beach. Nice. It's fine. And I paid it right now.
We did. I never.
Maybe I just didn't have it. It's possible he made a mistake. Oh,
I don't think we did the minutes.
We did not, no, you said.
You said that,
Right, agenda, right?
yes.
Here, let's do this. Keep
I
it.
can-
Keep
you have-
it.
I don't seem to have an agenda. Oh, cool.
Oh, good excuse me.
Thank you.
Now we know.
No, it's the minutes.
Oh, okay, I just saw that.
Yes, thanks.
January meeting. And just paid special attention to that because we had a technical difficulty with the audio, not taping, so we just want to make sure we have the best representation of when it's and what's transpiring.
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes then.
Okay,
Second.
favor,
Aye.
Aye.
I guess so. And now the officer reports, I do not have anything. The president's report, Eric,
President's report. I do not have anything this week or this month. Here we go.
Barry, anything?
I do not have anything.
And Gwen, that brings us to you.
Okay. So if everybody looks at their, the first page of the government fund balance sheet, you can see that, on our first sheet, we have quite a bit of our revenue has been, delivered for January. And as you can see, the difference, is like almost $84,000 from last year at the time. Any questions on our revenue? And then, if we go to the next page, our investment summary. We had, this is as of the end of January, so we've had some movement since then. And Becky can talk about it too in our finance committee, but I want to let you know, we renewed the CD at Lake Michigan. And we did get the best rate that they had at the time, and it's now an 11-month for 4%. And then we took the interest, which was $10,000 and some change, and put that in the Next Star checking. The other thing that we did is, because we had so much of the revenue that came in January, as of last week, we took $600,000, which had been approved in the December meeting. We opened 3 CDs, one for 4 weeks. There's CDARS through Flagstar, 1 for 4 weeks and 2 for 13 weeks. And I think those rates were all 4% as well. So, so the CDs are doing well. And then, yeah, any questions on CDs? And then our aging balance, AP aging balances look great. And then the following statement of the government revenues, as you can see, you know, a lot of it has come in. And then the last thing that I want to draw attention to, as you can see, our revenue expenditures budgets are obviously the percentage of them are very, very small. There's nothing that's really outstanding unless somebody has questions. And then I'm going to make a motion. To accept the bills for payment as presented.
Aye.
Aye.
5 yes votes. So then, I think for you, that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Director's report for this month, all requested audit materials have been sent to our auditor. We are just waiting, for, I think, final, information from the accountant to go to the auditor, and then I'm sure we'll hear as to when they want to make their annual visit. We are continuing celebrations and work on our 50th anniversary ideas. So a lot going on with that. We have reached out to a number of local businesses, vendors, and local, state, and national celebrities and companies, and actually been receiving quite a bit of swag and fun items for giveaways for this. And big thank you to Amy and Emily for working on that. I think you're gonna be surprised. I really don't want to give anything away on it yet, so, but that's some great stuff that's going on there. Large thank you to Gwen, Becky, and William for attending the strategic plan staff appreciation. I know that staff really appreciated it, as well as the treats, so thank you for that. Communications and marketing is going well. We're up 10%, up from 10% to 12.3% in our engagement on social media. Our library's niche academy had 183 visitors in January. This a lot is due to our wonderful recipe program Amy's done. People just clamor for those recipes, I'll tell you. And it's good. It's some really good stuff. The February e-newsletter open rate 54%. We usually have that's a very good industry standard, and I just wanted to let you know that. One of the I was mentioning this to some local businesses that I was networking with, and they were really surprised and very happy to hear that. Impressed. That was good. Director connections, been a pretty busy month, but very interesting month. Website committee is hard at work, and I will go over that, what we've been doing there as part of that team. So big thank you to all of them. Facilities work report, we have continue to improve our storage areas and the most of our space. So we, as you know, most libraries, we have excess shelving. So we put that to good use in our lobby storage room, which allowed us to free up some space, took some stuff over to the porter storage, as well as we were able to get, we have so many of these tables now, which is great, program for friends, but we got them, now they're out of the kitchen and in the lobby storage area out there, which is much better. And the older tables that the friends also use for the book sale, because they need so many tables, are in our back mechanical room because they can be stored there until they are needed for book sale. So better use of space, and big thank you to David for taking care of that. Friends, speaking of them, nice that our friends groups are connecting with other friends groups. So they've connected with Waterford and Commerce, and they're going to be getting together with them. Excellent outreach on their part. They went out and attended an event, a black tie event with the Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce, and acted as coach and received $212 in tips. So we're doing that. So it's very creative and great way to market. They have decided not to increase their book sale prices for 2025 after long discussions about that and reaching out to ask some questions about that. They decided not to, so that's great. And they did decide, though, that if you do have a paid Friends membership and they host a paid event, you will get a week ahead. So you'll be able to sign up for those events a week ahead because you have a paid membership. So that was a nice bonus from them. We received a $150 donation to honor coming up next year, America's 250th, and to purchase youth nonfiction titles on the American Revolution, which is now complete, and those books are plaqued and ready to go. And we're just waiting to see if they want to do an additional photo op. Thank you to Gwen for taking part in our photo op. She happened to be here when we were doing it. I pulled her over and I said, well, whether you like it or not, you're in the picture. So let's go.
So that logo shirt on. Not the right logo shirt for sure.
So outreach is going great. Stephanie attended English Oaks Preschool for a storytime event there. As I mentioned, we have our OCC student practicum. Taylor works in English Oaks. English Oaks is over off of Union Lake.
Yes. It's a preschool.
Also,
Yes.
the old Montessori.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, thank you.
Kelsey has applied for a Dollar General Adult Literacy Grant to fund an adult dyslexic font collection. We have both 3 summer concerts, which I'm super excited about. You will see in your packet, you had the invitation to our 70s themed concert, party. There's gonna be a DJ, and a lot of fun. You won't want to miss that, June 21st, after hours event. So that's big time, a lot of fun. Gonna be huge, don't miss it. We will also have a classic rock cover band, and I will announce right now that Rick Leader Trio is returning. And I attended that concert last year and was told very bluntly by several patrons that I, quote, better have them back next year. So they're coming back, and they were very excited to come back.
So we have the dates for all of those.
Yes. Webinars, Amy attended Understanding and Managing Burnout in Libraries. Great topic and some great information, so thank you to her for attending that. Once again, Emily applied for and was approved for the Oakland County Parks and Rec WRAP program. These packages save the library close to $2,000. As we will once again have climbing tower inflatable packages for the summer reading. And we're also going to have an inflatable movie after hours movie event in our fall because of that. So fantastic. And thank you to Scholastic for sending us a program kit for the upcoming Hunger Games release party program. Exciting stuff there. And although it does say down here, nothing for staff kudos, Emily just received her level 1 permanent professional certificate. So big kudos.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. And so that's that for the report. Stats. Pretty good this month. Circulation was best since September and best in January for the last 5 years. Go figure, it was January. I'm not sure when. You know, new card registration. Again, best January in 5 years and best since last March. Door count. Best month since October and best January in 5 years. Good logins and public workstations, great Wi-Fi. Good reference, Overdrive,
It's a record.
best month ever,
That's my better.
and Hoopla.
And Hoopable, yeah.
So,
Oh, yes.
Ebooks are probably catching on.
Oh,
oh, so you know about.
oh,
the
I
news.
thought, oh no, I just, every time I went to use it on a weekend. If
So
if
it's-
you don't log in by 10 o'clock in the morning.
You can't get 'em.
You can't get them.
It's,
I had no idea.
yeah.
So I came in to talk to.
I set alarms
Our assistant
Yeah.
director.
for the next day, cause I'm like, I'm out of my audiobooks, I need one.
Yeah, I got on there and was able to finally get something. You do that. Hey, I just want to watch a PBS show, that's all I'm looking for.
That's what I was trying to.
The bin pass for the PBS documentaries. Yeah, the curbside's down a little bit, so I've decided we're going to, I asked Heather if she would put a reminder into the newsletter, hey, that type of windows there, so.
Well, there was someone using it when I was driving up the other day, and we had 3 people lined up behind them. We were waiting. So whoever was using it must have really needed to use it, and it was they were there probably about 4 minutes. It was less than 5, but I thought, well, okay, this is really what it's meant for people that really, have a hard time getting in and out of the library, right?
And that's all my report. Thank you.
Thank you, April. Okay, so, committee reports. Anything, finance?
Hi.
Becky.
So Finance Committee met on Thursday, February 13th. We did followed up on the 2025 budget update. We reviewed recent updates, including the amounts of revenue, and received explanations on expenditures. For the 2024 audit, we went over we had sent over all required items at the end of January. The accountant will send his required information soon, and April is just waiting to hear back on when they'll be in for an in-person visit. For the CD updates, the February 15th LCMU CD for 200,000 was renewed for 11 months. The LCMU rate is 3.75% for 11 months. Vibe had an 11-month CD for 4%. So LCMU did a rate match to 4% for the 11-month CD. We received $10,328.25 in interest from that CD, and that is in the Flagstar checking account. 3 more CDs for 200,000 were opened at Flagstar. 1 is for 4 weeks and 2 are for 13 weeks. Our next CD coming due is April 17th at Genesis, and they are currently offering 4.65%. We
We didn't even know. Cancel. It's doing it for what? Right, well, we're gonna learn.
For the legacy sponsorships and donation tree levels, the donation level for tree leaves will be $250 and up. We are waiting back to hear how many characters each leaf can hold so that we can be specific on what we offer. We're working on determining amounts for legacy sponsorships, if they want to sponsor a study room or a bigger room. April was gonna gather the square foot so we could match it by square foot to get a better pricing idea. The idea will not just be the size of the room, but will also include the cost of the equipment in the room. And then April's gonna get the measurements and send that to the finance committee next month. Our goals for 2025, investigate forming a library foundation. We've discovered that some libraries create library foundation models that will combine the foundation with the Friends group to streamline it. So we're working on gathering more information on that. Some libraries with regular foundations have a crossover on their library board to their foundation board. We would have to create another board for the foundation. Credit card payments, the new mobile app can include online payment through a financial payment company called Stripe. We're interested in adding this option for our patrons and investigating how this would work with TLN. We would also like to accept credit card payments for meeting rooms. Square is an option for that, and the Friends currently use it for their book sales. Credit card payments for fines would also be helpful. So we're looking into that, and for renting meeting rooms.
Just a side note, I did investigate with TLN and it's extremely easy
To do.
to
add fines.
to add the paying for fines through the mobile app. It's very easy. On their end, so it's not
Okay.
as far as like if we sign up with Stripe for it. But we'll talk about that.
Okay.
So we'll discuss that more on our next finance meeting. And then we discussed meeting to explore and define millage options coming up as the ones we currently have will start to expire. Our next meeting is Wednesday, March 12th at 4 p.m.
Strategic planning meeting will be meeting in March, right? Did you send out the link?
Not yet.
Okay, then I will ask you.
And it may not come until,
I know you got the
Couple days ahead.
Yeah.
but the strategic plan stuff as is the new one for January is in here, so. A lot,
On the ones that are
the Tuesday, I believe it's the 11th.
That's a strategic planning committee.
So there's a lot going on, so you can see there's a lot been happening this month. I will let you know about the, again, website committee, we are heavy into our spreadsheets, which helps us to determine which website companies we wanted to go with. Pros, cons, examples, and now we're also, how do we want the pages to look? What do we want on the pages? What should the tabs be called? We're starting to work on that. We reached out to our 3 vendors that we're down to, and we're setting up those demos. A lot to ask, but I'm hoping to get us to be able to present to you by next month. Fingers crossed, not gonna guarantee it, but I'm hoping because we do have to move on this.
But I think we're excited with our choices.
Yeah, the three choices, they're all relatively similar, I think. But at the same time, they're all a little bit more modern than what some of the other vendors have. And they all seem to be, if I recall correctly, they're all existing library companies. They have library clients. There were several that did not have library clients, and we didn't shortlist any of those. So.
Exciting.
Very nice, got a nice front facing, new front facing. What's up? Yeah, otherwise than that, any questions on that? We have switched to a video, much more video formats for our social media, and it makes a huge difference. I don't know if you saw the book crush one, that is upwards of 2,000 views already.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Very popular, so. Thank you to pick. Space.
Okay, policy committee then? So the policy committee met, we have three main things that we talked about during the policy committee. They're all enclosed in the bylaws section. That's what we reviewed this time, was the bylaws. You'll see that the items that are in red are the ones that we're making suggestions for. I'm gonna jump to the last two first because I think those are less discussion oriented, if I may, and then we'll come back to 704. So 7.09 is about the annual report change. We are striking the annual report presentation from that meeting, the December meeting, and just leaving the election of the officers at that point.
And if I can add to that, it is listed in the bylaws. It's duplicitous because it is listed under the directors section that I have to do it. It's just really kind of removing the date because I can't do it in December. I don't have all of the the data. So as it is already in section 5.06, the directors section that I have to do it.
So other than it being redundant, it's actually the December thing's the problem in general.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why that one
Sure.
is mentioned.
Yep. And then for 7.10, the public address at the library board, we brought that into line with the laws and regulations. Essentially, we are adding that public comment is immediately following the approval of the agenda. And that we struck the part about public comments not exceeding 1 hour. We're not allowed to do that. And the stipulation of may speak for no more than 10 minutes was also struck. And if a group is speaking or someone's speaking on behalf of a group, they're allowed 5 minutes as opposed to the 3 minutes for an individual. So those are the main changes of those. Any questions about?
Where do I see the 5 minutes?
It's in that larger block, the red block. Second line of the large red block there. They're adding the 5 minute time period. Per group. That's speaking on behalf of a group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a number, not
Okay.
a word. Okay,
Not a problem.
that's cool.
So, and then the other change is that we're recommending, is a change to the order of business for the regular and special meetings. Previously, we did not have the call to order the Pledge of Allegiance, the roll call listed in the agenda. So we're adding those in for our practices in the current agenda. And then also a couple of times we've brought up in recent meetings, the order of old business or unfinished business versus new business. So we've reordered those so that old business would come before new business. We didn't change the names of them based upon what we recommended, but we did change old business to put it in front of new business so we could continue on from whatever happened in the prior meeting, if anything carried over. And we also added announcements if people wanted an announcements piece in there. It's a standard piece of most library agendas. So.
Well, comment, thank you. Appreciate that. Keeps my head in the right place because sit on a number of boards and it's like we were opposite.
Yeah, I think in the policy group agreed that generally speaking, although we don't seem to have a lot of carryover things that come from prior meetings that we have to handle immediately. In the event that something like that did happen, we wouldn't want it to get pushed to the next meeting and the next meeting and the next meeting after that. So, and we do need to vote on these because these are part of the bylaws. So
These are the only changes, right?
these are the only changes. To the bylaws. Yes, under new business, we can vote on it.
Are we gonna vote individually on each one or as a whole?
Hasn't been really decided.
Okay.
we usually vote on it as a whole, so if there, we usually have discussion, if there's something that people don't like in what's presented. You know, we talk about it during discussion.
Oh, cool. I just wanted the basis for how we're gonna do it. So
Yeah, I suppose if there's a dispute or discussion.
I
about
do have a
something, we could
question.
do a line item.
I do have a question.
Have that discussion. A lot of times, some of them need to also be on the board and say, well, I'd really like this wordsmith to say this or say this instead. So we'll definitely do that.
That's the policy committee.
Do you put the next meeting here?
Next meeting is still TBD, I believe, right, April? We're not set on it yet. Oh, can't have that. Well, that's too bad.
I could do a phone vacation.
No, 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 vacations are vacations.
So moving on to new business.
Oh, building committee.
No, you.
We can skip it if you want.
Mary.
All right, so we met Monday, the 17th at 3 p.m. Little follow-up on our meeting. We started out with the donor tree update. The proofs are finalized and signed. The installation should take place in a little over a month. We talked about our building committee goals, investigating the change in the service hours. And I think we referred that we're gonna work with strategic plan on that, right? We made a list of the TLN libraries open on Sundays, worked on a survey of patrons for the questionnaire for the libraries that are already open on Sundays. And we investigated, the next item was investigate the cost of the HVAC items for rainy day fund, again, to work with the strategic plan. And April reached out to Goyette, right? And unfortunately, they said that they could not do a quote on each piece of equipment as a hypothetical. So I'll leave it at that. And then Goyette provides a yearly HVA equipment evaluation per our preventative maintenance agreement. Equipment nearing its life or expectancy or in poor condition will receive budget numbers so that we can appropriately plan for those costs. As opposed to the current evaluation, there is nothing to budget or replace. We had a little bit of a lengthy meeting, so yeah, we did cover a lot of stuff. So the safest way to avoid surprises is to invest in preventative maintenance and set aside more than our current 4 to 6 months operating expenses. We did not discuss anything about the repairing of the cracks, the walls, and we also did not discuss the cost of the full carpet and furniture cleaning. We investigated the cost of the full building window cleaning, 3 quotes. One's for $3,920. Another one for $2,390 from a White Lake company, and then another one for $5,275.
I'll pause you right there. That one will not even be considered. So I just put it up there to let you know that.
Well, and if I could make comment as a contractor, I always recommend to any client that I give a quote to is to get 3 quotes, because typically you'll find 2 that are close and one that's either way off the charts or just absurd. Okay, and this kind of falls absurd, right?
There was, yeah.
Yeah, and then typically I'm gonna tell you what that is that if you agree, they'll love it, and if not, they don't care.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Really, that they
what
price it so that they're too busy, they don't care, or they just think that it's a money grab.
That's
Okay.
the same.
So, digital sign update, Ad Savvy, they had a presentation, included outdoor sign, cloud-based, content management system. Branding and marketing can be applied to all screens inside, outside the building. Additional signage around the township is possible. We have another vendor presentation coming up in our next committee meeting on March 10th at 3 p.m. And then we touched a little bit on the counter space in the Idea Lab. We have 1 quote from Library Design, and April and Amy met with additional contractor Wednesday, February 19th to review the needs and get a quote. Again, our next meeting is March 10th, 3 p.m. via Zoom. I'm sorry.
You said the 10th.
Yes,
Yeah.
March 10th.
That was a busy meeting.
Well, some of the, yeah, so, and just so you know, with some of these meetings, is some of it is, I'm also telling you progress. There may be things that have happened after the meeting that they've asked me to follow up on, and so I feel like, well, rather than waiting for the next meeting, building meeting, I'm just going to put it out there. So that's what you're gonna
Okay.
see.
And then just as a follow, because it wasn't in the report, but, there is we have one scheduled plus another one coming, right? We just haven't decided. I'm gonna help April try to. So I'm gonna reach out to, for another digital company. Again, that 3-quote thing is a really good
Sure.
thing, but the presentation was great. I liked it. I think that, it was quick. But they didn't miss anything. For me, it was just being a little bit out of the loop of the technology and understanding, so, but all went well.
The dollar amount we had to do.
For dollar amount, for official financial policy dollar amount for quotes, you only need 2 quotes.
Okay.
And it's anything above 5,000, you need the quotes. If not, I don't need to,
It's over time to do RFPs.
if the board feels it's necessary. Yeah. Not necessary.
Like when we did the patios. Ready to phones.
Well, I'm gonna, just a little point of privilege here. I'm like really deaf on my left side and you all are sitting on my right, but I do have some impaired hearing on my right, so if you could. Speak up just a little bit, I can hear better, thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Welcome.
So I might as well do it now, as we change over topics. Are you good with that? I'll hand over to you, Eric.
Okay,
All right.
are you returning? Or are you out?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I called my husband, he's gonna meet me.
All right.
He said she would. Okay.
Okay, so shall we?
All right.
Okay, I didn't want to be rude or interrupt if you needed to do anything else. So, all right, so we're gonna go to new business next, which is, there are 3 items on the agenda, the new board book bin quotes review, the ACH item and the bylaws update. So, if you would speak to the board book bin quote review, I don't have any information on it.
So as part of the Friends contribution list, they have offered to pay for an additional board book bin, which is quite full over there right now. What you see on that first one, the linen bin, this is the same company that provided us the original board book bin. And is the preferred because it is a match. You can choose, as you're seeing, there are frogs. You can choose a different wood animal cutout. It's got it's read today, that would be great. The height and width match creates a seamless extension of our current board books and also allows larger puppies on the bottom to fit our bigger big books, if you know what our big books are. To put them there as well. So it gives us plenty of room to grow. And again, is a current match to what we currently have. The other 2 options, the Denko Colorscape book browsers, the price you're seeing there, we will, and thanks to Gwen for asking about this, there'd be about $100 discount on that. So
That wasn't the one I was thinking about.
yeah, both of them. Yeah, no. Oh, on that one? No, that's the,
Because this is the one we have right now.
yes.
The architect couldn't get us a better deal than that. I just don't understand that.
Yeah.
And that's why I
Well, it's-
asked you in that email, what did we pay for these originally?
Oh, I don't know what we paid from them originally. I'm sure it's much more expensive now than it was. But dealing with library design, I know that that's pretty much a standard. It's gonna be more expensive than the rest.
For sure. I'm just wondering if this is retail. Or if this is, you went back through our architect and design person and got this quote from them.
I just went to library design, which is who we went through for the first,
Okay.
Yeah.
That was my question.
rather than go to the architect and.
Well, who ordered it them to begin with? And I would ask Jen that,
Yeah.
and why I'm asking is because normally when we bought these things for the library. Going through whoever originally ordered them for us, and it's usually the architect. There's a significant difference in price, and that's what my point was.
And I think it might be one for the other at this point. If I reach out to C2AE, which is the original architect, I'd have to see if they're the person that did do the ordering through this company, which linear book then,
And I would think that, well, if you click on that link for linear book bin,
it takes you to.
it takes you to that company. That company,
PNC.
yes, which is what most of our library furniture is.
Yeah.
Aren't they the ones that are local to in Ann Arbor? I think they are.
Could be.
And my point is it, because it was purchased originally. Those, whatever those prices were, they may honor them as an extension.
I can check.
Okay. And
Yeah.
just doing this kind of work before,
If it
Um,
comes back and it's less, if it's less than 5,000, then
it'd be fabulous.
that would be that would be wonderful. Which then I don't think I would need to come back. If it's under 5,000.
Right.
Yeah. So, I can do that. There's no rush on this. It's not a.
Well, I
not
like
an
to see,
immediate need.
personally, I like to see it match.
Yes,
I'm
I think out of those three too, with little children. That one I feel like functions probably the best. The only thing would be, it'd be nicer, like the ones that are on top, it's harder for the kids to look through. Because they're short.
Oh, for sure.
So, but that having the open space on the bottom and not having a drawer where they're gonna. Touch their fingers or anything, I like that first one.
Well, I see, honestly, I can see someone sitting under a drawer.
Yeah, I don't like the drawer option.
In
Yeah.
the drawer.
Yeah, or in the drawer.
In the
yeah,
drawer.
Yeah, or putting things in the
I
drawer.
see some.
Oh, yeah.
So
You never know what you're gonna catch in
Kids are
that drawer.
kids, man. And then there's boys.
Well, let me see what I can do. I mean, we know library design as much as I love them. They have a tendency, I mean, it is white glove treatment. I mean, they are bringing it, they're installing it, you don't lift a finger, so that's part of what it is. I'd have to see if we went through them or if somehow we went.
And
through
Jen might,
C2A.
and Jen might know that.
Let's see, I'll see if I can find some records.
Usually when I've done these things and I don't know what we did at the library, it's done through the architect. And they normally have a relationship with these vendors.
Sure.
And what you see is as retail, it's gonna be anywhere between 30% and 60% discount.
Mhm.
And that's what I was asking.
From a sales perspective, having been and still am in sales, the way that I would approach this with them is ask them what they can do because their prices double what everybody else is offering. And leave it at that. And basically, my dad used to be in sales and he used to say the next one that speaks loses. So say that, leave it, let them come back to you and give a number. If they don't move on it at all, the last ditch effort you could do is, since there is that $5,000 threshold where you don't have to bring it before the board, let them know if you can't get it below, if nothing works at the beginning, don't offer it up because it'll give away the store. But at the end of the negotiation, if you need to pull that card out and say, if it's under $5,000, I don't have to go to the board for approval and risk losing the business to these other companies. And if they want it bad enough at that point, even if they don't discount the first time around.
And we may have used that company to purchase everything.
We might have. I don't remember. Amy, do you remember if we worked with library design on this type of book then? Or
Not necessarily,
went
we
through
did
the
a lot of
architect?
different places through the architect.
That's why I brought the architect up, just because I've done this kind of work and I built out a building, when I worked at EDS. And we learned quickly that the architect, I would look at what things were gonna cost us, and then I'd work with the architect and the prices were considerably
All right,
less.
let me reach out.
I have a question just on, how many of these do we have now?
Or I think.
Or do we have 6? They're
No,
back
it's
to
not
back,
that
right?
They're back to back, so it's.
I think we have 4.
One.
I'm picturing
two,
4 in
I think
my
it's
head.
4.
We have 4 right now. Were they all purchased at the same time?
Yes,
They're original.
yes, they're really
And how's the durability been?
fabulous. Oh, they look brand new.
Yeah.
Okay. All good answers. Thank you.
And this company, I've actually looked at them for other things that are at the library, and their quality is phenomenal. I believe this is the company that's out of Ann Arbor,
I think so. It's a.
and truly,
74.
they're really phenomenal, and many of the pieces that we have throughout the library are from them.
And we had those pieces at my previous library and yeah, they're.
Like those laptop tables, they're fabulous, and I know they're from there. And I think some of our like end tables, coffee tables are from them. They all look fabulous after 5 years.
Okay, well, check.
Right, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, the next item is the ACH EFT approved vendor list. Can you speak to that one as well, since I have not looked through this one?
Yes.
Apologize.
Okay. So basically, this is just the priority. It's the health insurance. Right now, we are on the cusp for a rate at $5,996 a month. We did have a staff member who went on it temporarily, and so that did bump it. But now she is off of that, and so it will go back. Will go back down. However, I am hearing of the possibility of 1 or 2 more staff members going on. So I think it's appropriate to address that now, and it is just a threshold. And I'm thinking that we should put it to 8,000.
That's for priority.
Yes,
Okay. And what is it? It's just under 6 right now?
correct. I'm not saying it's gonna go that high, but I would rather ask for the maximum to go up to that now, as opposed to coming back and forth. I don't think it will go past 7, but then what if it's just past 7, like it's 7,001, and then all of a sudden.
Right.
And then for those that maybe aren't aware, we'll get dinged, and not dinged, but I'll have to say, yes, that's it. Because the bank will say, hey, this is okay.
Right, so, and we have till what, like 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
If that, yeah.
So for those that aren't used to familiar with what's going on in our finances, we have this ACH limit on each one of these vendors. And if it goes over that limit, the bank denies it. And then and they send it out to us at about 7 in the morning. And I think we have till 2 to accept it, otherwise they reject that ACH. And then we have to reach out to the vendor.
And you gotta be very careful. You gotta really look at it, because there's just been some real tricky things that if you don't. Oh, like I even try to compare the ACH number, like, are they drawing with the correct number? So, anyway.
And it's really great that we have this ACH approved vendors list, because we've had multiple times where we've had fraud. That the people have wanted to pay a car payment, huge credit card bills, all kinds of things that are individuals that are trying to pay using our ACH. So I don't have any issue with it. So I'm gonna make a motion to improve, to increase the priority health insurance monthly maximum amount from $6,000 to $8,000.
I'll second that.
Can you explain the reason for the increase? Again, I heard you, but I didn't hear it all. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So there's a possibility that we may have a couple more staff going on the insurance due to life changes.
Okay,
I don't know for sure yet.
do you know if there's levels of, okay, so you have 5 employees, 10 employees, 15 employees on it, is there, because usually the more people you have on it, the less each covers tech somehow.
So it's mainly by what they choose. So we offer currently an HMO style as well as a PO. And so then it really it's what whichever they choose is what determines some of the costs. One of the things that's also coming up now that could affect this as well is the law might be changing that says that we may have to pay for 80% of their coverage. So that may cause some adjustments too.
Okay.
So it's another reason to make sure that it's
Thank you.
Just out of curiosity, are there any potential negative impacts to raising it?
not that I can think of.
I think we need to take a vote then unless there's other discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
And motion passes.
Okay.
Point of order, for the purposes of this, I was going to discuss this just as a separate item entirely. I was going to discuss this with Jen previously. And you're more of a parliamentarian than I am on this. I do have a question about Robert's rules and passage of motions versus account. Typically, in my experience, it's motion passes or motion does not pass. And you don't need a count unless there's a dispute.
We take a voice vote, it's just a simple majority, so nobody, we didn't ask for a nay, but everybody said yes, so it's
Right, motion passes,
doesn't passes.
but we don't need to record per se the number of.
Yeah, absolutely not,
Okay.
not, there is based on probably something in the public policy stuff, maybe. But I haven't looked into it to see that there would be, but I doubt it.
Okay,
Right.
I mean, this is basic, motion stuff. It's not really
Right.
complex stuff where
Correct.
you would need 2/3 or this or that.
exactly, yeah.
And it was unanimous, so it didn't really matter.
Right.
So,
Well,
yeah.
just for the purposes of this meeting, then at least just to maintain consistency between it, let's still continue to do the number of votes for this meeting, and we can discuss later on whether or not we want to continue that practice beyond that. So
Can I make a comment on your point of order?
please do.
It should have been a point of information or parliamentary inquiry,
Okay,
okay? Because the point of order is to stop something that is going on that you don't
yes.
want to continue,
got it.
essentially. Like when I did the point of privilege,
Yes,
I needed to hear,
sure.
so I just kind of.
Okay.
So, but you're right.
Well, thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate
no
that.
problem.
So, okay. So we had how many yes votes then? It was 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 yes votes. Okay. So then the third item is in new business is the bylaws update review, which we talked about in the majority already. Hopefully you've all had a chance to think about it, review it. There are those 3 items that are there, and we can choose to vote on them as a group. And if there's a discussion or dispute, we can do line item voting if necessary, I think. So if anyone would like to make a motion or have any discussion on this,
All right, I'll do it. I make a motion that we accept the policy committee's recommendations to change the bylaws as amended.
And I will second that.
all in favor?
Oh, that's for discussion.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, you're right.
Yeah,
Any discussion?
Yes.
Yeah, and so I'd like to say that you guys typically do blanket business and that's like a precedent, and I'm okay with that because it's what you guys are used to and the board's probably been doing forever.
Are we talking about like these 3 different changes?
No, well, we could have done it as separately, or we could have done it as blanket, and so what I'm saying is that I agree with what you're doing. Okay, and because you have set a precedent. And precedent in Robert's rules is acknowledged.
Okay,
If you made tea the same way every time. Why do you want to change the way you make the tea? Because it really is irrelevant. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to say that, the only other way you could have done it was to do each item separately.
Like a
which would
line
take a
item.
lot of, take a lot of time.
and
It is irrelevant.
what we've done in previous board, with previous board members, is we would have this discussion. We would modify what was recommended during that discussion, and then we would vote on the entire
Right.
document.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
So that is our precedent.
Right. So.
Okay.
Any other discussion? No? Motion was made, and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, that's 4 yes votes. Motion passes. And now we're on to, for the current. We'll change it for the next meeting. Obviously, we're not gonna change the order now since we're already at old business. Which seems sort of silly, but we will talk about old business now with library marketing.
So, I was tasked with, bringing back three different cursive, options, so we brought you back. I just need you to vote on these, so now that these are done, I will put those into the marketing document. I'm gonna bring it back next month
Okay,
since Jen's
great.
here. I know that that's really important to her, and I'd rather see her, make sure that she has her say in, seeing the completed marketing thing. So I would just leave it at
Okay.
that. The annual report.
Hey, can I interject before you go into that? So the best way to clean this up via Robert's rules is that we would just table it till next month. Or until Jen's there, however you'd like to do that, and I can actually make that motion. That we'll just table the library marketing until Jen is present.
That's. If you'd like to make the motion.
I would, so we can see it reflected in it'll just show up. These are public documents, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so why are you pushing it off, We'll push it off for a reason.
Right.
If you second it, we'll vote, we don't.
Okay, we have a second? Any discussion?
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? No discussion? Okay, all in favor then of moving it to next month's meeting?
Or when Jen is.
Or when Jen is present, yes, let's put it that way.
Aye.
Aye.
Good, yes.
4 yes votes, motion passes. All right, we don't have to talk about marketing then.
Thank you.
So a few changes to the annual report, and I'll get to the bigger part of it.
Yes.
So we did hit the matching backgrounds on those. So, that's all done. As you can see on the infographic, anywhere items went up, we put a little chevron arrow.
Nice.
So quite a bit of ups on that one, which is exciting to see. And so this was the other one, so you asked that the momentum and milestone be shortened, which we did, which allowed us to push some things here. And then it was also mentioned to put the accomplishments under the specific strategic goal, which we did. And I think it's good. I think it's very action oriented. It's partnered, celebrated, streamlined, updated, increased, received, hosted, enhanced, launched, and used. So it's all about the action movement. So. Thoughts?
I have one thought. It's just the language for debuted. I find that to be more vague.
Where is that?
Under
Go
goal
for. Just from a wordsmithing perspective,
I agree.
Thoughts? Introduced?
yeah,
I mean, because we say launch, so I guess we could say introduced.
I think you just run into people that have an issue with the word. It sticks as sort of a non-active verb to me.
Or I can take debuted away and just have it under launch because.
Absolutely.
I
I'd go for that.
Yeah.
I think that makes.
I would too.
And another little simple thing is, I would take under all the goals, from goal 1 through 4, remove any periods. You have some in one place and you have others that don't have any, just don't do any at all.
Yes, we want to. And then we want to.
Did I miss something? Remove debut and added under launch, remove periods after goals.
On each one of the goals,
Mhm.
because there's just a few that are in there.
Okay.
Can we go back to the first page as well?
When is this a release then? I'm sorry, like when does this become public?
As soon as possible,
Okay,
because it's already, we're already at the end of it.
well, that's what made me wonder about, like, when you go back, if you just flip back to the other pages really quickly, just as a point. As we look ahead to 2025, we're already in 2025, there's no looking ahead. So,
Yeah.
Looking forward.
yeah, I think looking forward is fine, I think on the next page, that was,
Nice page.
on the next page where it said, as we look ahead to 2025.
On momentum. and
Second
milestones.
paragraph.
Yeah, second.
I would just scratch that first clause entirely.
And say we're.
We are thrilled to be celebrating our library's 50th anniversary here in 2020, or in 2025.
Right.
It just reads like it's past news
Right.
or old news.
Okay.
Sorry, that stuff just jumps out at me. Typos do too, as you'll discover.
Okay.
Typos find me.
This represents us, and this, this is something that we will share with, not only our patrons, our business community. Agencies. We wanted to shine.
And let's look at the first page again.
Probably don't need this last sentence. It's really there.
Is, okay, so when it says and much more. And it's got dot, 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 does it have a colon there as well? I would,
Yes.
I take the three dots out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, these are just little.
But then it's universal.
Yeah, and I agree with you, April, that last sentence isn't necessary.
Dumb question on this. Do we have photo releases for everybody? Is there some implicit photo release for people that appear in marketing literature?
As part of coming to our programs, they.
Do they?
that's-
Okay, okay. I just want to make sure that we're not putting somebody's picture out there that they haven't agreed to in some place.
The only one I wouldn't know if they signed something was when, is for the party,
Right.
It's attending a program, so.
but they wouldn't have signed anything.
Oh, they don't sign anything when they, but
Yeah,
you
they're gonna
attend
kill
a
that.
program, it's.
Just
I'm
gonna
gonna
go
scratch
otherwise
that.
it'd be
No.
weird excitement to some.
It is,
Yeah,
they
they
don't
Kill it.
sign them.
They don't.
Take, we can't wait part. We're gonna kill it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Good idea.
The more you can
Yeah, sure.
shrink it up.
No need for a follow.
Right.
So do you need to see it again, or you?
No, I'm good.
You got it.
One last question on the vision there are the italics intentional?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay, she.
Jen
she's
caught
taking
me
that out.
on last time, and she said that the through
Take
is
it out.
supposed to be lowercase. And she prefers the italicized,
Actually,
that's great, what I'll say.
No, no,
Okay,
it's
okay.
a static. It should just get. Okay. Do we need to do any sort of voting? Or are we good?
This
I don't think there's
This is
nothing-
more of a.
Informational.
Advise and consent
Right.
versus a.
Right. I don't think we need any kind of a.
Nope.
a vote. Yeah. Alright, that brings us to the end of the agenda. With the exception of whatever the next step is. Would someone like to make any sort of a motion?
Motion to adjourn?
Okay.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. And the meeting is adjourned at 8:10 PM on Wednesday, 2/26.
Nice.
You beat it by 2 minutes.
I'm just